Hey guys, we're going to be dividing decimals in this video. It goes with your multiplying decimals worksheet, and I will work numbers 1 through 6 to hopefully get you a good start on dividing decimals. Alright, number 1 is 225 divided by 1 5/10. So I'm going to set up my long division. Now, one thing people often forget is which number goes on the inside and which number goes on the outside. Your first number here, 225, that is your dividend. Okay, your dividend goes on the inside. It's what's being divided. 1 5/10 is what's called your divisor. It is what the dividend is being divided by, and that goes on the outside. So a quick trick is just to remember that the first number always goes on the inside. So now we're ready to divide 225 by 1 5/10. When we're dividing decimals, we want to change our numbers so that there are no decimals in the divisor. Okay, remember 1 5/10 is my divisor. So 1 5/10, if I multiply it by 10, I get 15. So all you're doing is moving the decimal one place over. So if I multiply my divisor by 10, I'm also going to multiply my dividend by 10. 225 times 10 equals 2,250. Now, every time you're not going to have to multiply this, write out this multiply times 10. You're just going to get into the habit of moving the decimal over. Moving the decimal over one place to the right is multiplying it by 10. And then let's go ahead and the decimal starts here, so I'm going to go ahead and move it up right there in my quotient. Make it nice and big so I don't miss it. So now we're going to divide 2,250 by 15. Alright, so 15 goes into 22 once. 1 times 15. You get 7 when you subtract 22 minus 15, bring down your 5. 15 will go into 75 exactly 5 times. Subtract 0. Now I'm not done because I have to bring down the 0. 15 does not go into 0. And now I am done. My answer is just 150. You don't have to include this decimal point. You could put 150.0, that's fine. But just 150 is the correct answer. Alright, number 2, we have 42 3/10 divided by 12 hundredths. So write my division, 42 3/10 divided by 12 hundredths. On this one, if I look at my divisor, 12 hundredths, I actually have to multiply this by 100. 12 hundredths times 100 would give me 12. That's just moving the decimal place twice. If I move the decimal place twice on my divisor, I'm going to move my decimal twice on my dividend as well. Got to keep it the same. Let's go ahead and put our decimal point up top so we don't forget it. And now I'm just going to divide this as if it was 4,230 divided by 12. So 12 goes into 42 3 times. Get 36. When I do 42 minus 36, I get 6. Bring down the 3. 12 goes into 63 5 times. Bring down your 0. 12 goes into 30 twice. Now, I have a remainder of 6. I do not just put the 6 at the top. I add a 0 to my dividend and bring it down. 12 goes into 60 5 times, and that goes in the tens place. I get 0, so my answer is 352 5/10. Alright, number 3 is 3 6/10 divided by 1 2/10. I'm going to set up my division. So I want to make my divisor not have any decimals, so I'm going to take my decimal and move it over once. Remember, that's just multiplying by 10. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Put my decimal point up here. Now I just have 36 divided by 12, which is 3. So 3 6/10 divided by 1 2/10 is 3. All right, number 4 is 85 hundredths divided by 5/10. So I'm going to write my problem. Now I am ready to divide. I'm going to make this a 5 instead of 5/10, and then this becomes 8 5/10. Now I can divide. 5 goes into 8 once. Oh, I forgot to place my decimal point right there, right above where it is in my dividend. Bring down your 5, and 5 goes into 35 7 times. So 85 hundredths divided by 5/10 is 1 7/10. All right, number 5 is 20 7/10 divided by 6/10. Your first number goes inside. Okay, I'm going to change this, move it over once, move this over once. I'm going to go ahead and put my decimal point up there, and I'm ready to divide. I'm going to divide this as if it's 207 divided by 6. 6 goes into 20 3 times. Bring down your 7. 6 goes into 27 4 times. I get a remainder of 3. So remember, you're going to add a 0 to your dividend and bring it down. And 6 goes into 30 exactly 5 times. So 20 7/10 divided by 6/10 is 34 5/10. All right, number 6 is 8 2/10 divided by 5/10. I'm going to write 8 2/10 divided by 5/10. I'm going to move it 1 over, put my decimal point up top, and I'm ready to divide. 5 will go into 8 once. 5 goes into 32 6 times. You get a remainder of 2, so I'm going to add a 0 and bring it down. 5 goes into 20 exactly 4 times. So 8 2/10 divided by 5/10 is 16 4/10.